Welcome to Adventures with Capt Ray Kelly. This is primarily a drone show. We'll be sharing adventures from all over the world. We hope to have interesting guests every week, and we're glad that you tuned in tonight. We'll be flying different drones in different locations. We encourage viewer participation in the chat. If you have a question, don't be afraid to ask. Every week, we'll have another interesting guest. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. We'll be sharing various adventures by our guests as well as myself. And thank you for joining us tonight. Hi, welcome everybody. Welcome to Adventures with Captain Ray Kelly Live. And we have another great show scheduled with an awesome guest, Gary Sullivan. He's in the back room. He's eating the shrimp and lobster. And Gary's going to be telling us all about his recent flying. And he might have an interesting story or two to tell us. Because I just want to let you know, his Mavic 3 is down Thunder Drones. I think that's where it is. So, but anyway, he'll tell us all about that, and we'll have a good time tonight, really. But I want to say thank you all for watching tonight. It means a lot to me, you could be doing a lot of better things than watching an old guy like me. Gary's a lot younger than me, so I can't throw him in as an old guy. But anyway, Max is in the house. How you doing, Max? Good to see you. Thank you for popping in. Um, but there's supposedly a way that you can just look at the participants in the chat. But the only way I know how to do it, believe it or not, is to scroll back and but anyway, Mark Fisher's in the house. How you doing, Mark? Good to see you. And Johnny Drone Flyer. And we got Alan all the way from Ireland. And it's good to see you, Alan. And I like to actually start at the beginning and tell everybody who was number one. And that was JC and Lee, I think. They were number one and two. And it's always good to see that. You always worry. Are people going to watch the show? Because I do try to find interesting guests and, keep you somewhat entertained. But let me just welcome in a few more people. Captain Joe America, and good to see you. And Al, South Florida Drone Flyers. And John Olson, I saw him. And Jay DeChillis, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. And Don Mudball, how you doing? Going up the list, Scott, Jack Rabbit FPV. Always good to see you, and you did a great job. I know you had some issues going on flying your Air 2S, but you still put on a great live stream. So I appreciate it, and I know everybody else did too. And there's Chris Hope. How you doing, Chris? And Paul Wedgebig. How you doing, Paul? And thank you again for picking me for the Sunday Spectacular. That was a shock. So you got me. I have to say, you got me. And then we got number 13 in the house, and that's Gary Brand Aerials. He's number 13 on the South Florida Drone Meetup list. We're giving out numbers this year, just to let you know. And we're going to pick a number, and somebody's going to win a raffle prize based on the number where they signed up and told us they're coming. It's free. The third annual South Florida Drone Meetup is going to be in Jensen Beach, Florida again. Same location. It was a great venue for flying drones. It was conducive for GPS flying as well as FPV flying. And then the next day, we all went to the beach and we flew at the beach. And it was really a great time. It was. And I want to say thank you for everybody who came last year and the year before. And I want to say thank you for those that are coming in 2023. April 1st, 2023. So mark it down. And we'll have the meet and greet on Friday night somewheres. Hopefully it'll be at the same place because that was a great venue too. Sticks and the Stewart Bowl. And that was because Bill ended up getting that sponsorship for us. So that was great. And thank you to Bill. But I don't want to leave Gary in the back room too long. Did I say hello to Johnny Drone Flyer? Yeah, I did say hello to him. And George Kelly, how you doing, George? Good to see you. And Dustin, One Vision Ariel, how you doing? And John, Connecticut Formula, always good to see you. How you doing? Thank you for joining tonight. Russell Gleeram, how you doing? Fly Guy Merrill, how you doing? I think I said hello to Chris Hope, right? Said hello to Chris. How you doing, Chris? You had a great live stream too on Sunday. I always enjoy watching you. But Stephen Drones, how you doing? And going up the list. Oh, wow, we got a great crowd in the house. We really do. And thank you again. Hey, Dre. And we got John Bonifant. How you doing? Good to see you. And Sharon Sullivan's even watching. How you doing, Sharon? Good to see you. But anyway, and I got to apologize because I'm not feeling that well tonight, guys. I'm coming down with a flu or a cough or something, so I might be coughing throughout the stream. So forgive me. But I don't want to leave Gary in the back room too long because he's probably all out of the shrimp and lobster now. But give him a warm welcome.
Lobster's already gone. Long gone how to find, buddy. Hey, how's it going,
Gary
my friend?
Sullivan's coming to us all the way from Massachusetts. Good to see you, Gary.
Pleasure, sir. How are you, my friend? Long time no chat.
I know. And you do a lot of flying up there in Massachusetts. Well, I met you at the Rhode Island Drone Meetup.
Yes, sir. We did. Had the pleasure of meeting you. I think I was actually flying my Phantom when you were there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I was going around with my little camera, my iPhone 12, and I was trying to film everybody, and I filmed you.
I remember.
But that was a great meetup. That was, and it was a pleasure meeting you, and we got to know each other a lot better.
Absolutely, my pleasure, sir, as well.
But you do a lot of flying up in Massachusetts, and we got some new people in the chat, so they don't know your story really, and maybe you could just tell them how you became involved with drones.
Jesus. I think back in probably like 2015, 2016 is where I first saw my first Phantom 3. Didn't really think too much of it. It was just a big, bulky white thing flying around. So then I went out and bought a couple of the small, $50, $100 drones from Walmart, some other things, and watched them fly off, hit trees. And then I think it was 2018. I don't know if I ever told you. I think I told the story, but we did Ancestry.com, and I found out that I had a brother who I had not known for 65 years. So when I finally got a chance to meet him, we went on, we did a road trip, and I realized, oh my God, he has a drone. So we were actually up, it was me and my wife, Sharon, was in the group, and then my brother and my sister-in-law. And he had, I think it's the Air 2, and we wound up over this dam up in, I think it was up in Keene, New Hampshire. And Ray, he's got the thing back like this, and it was up like 400 feet. It was beautiful. And since that day, I've been hooked. I think I've had almost every drone DJI's ever made, from the Mini SE, the Mini 2, Air 2, Air 2S. I have the Maverick 3, and I have the Mini 3 Pro right now, but I'm hooked. Once you get flying, it's all done. Nothing you can do.
No, it's good. It's great. That's a great story too. And Sharon, she knows your whole story.
Yeah, I'm just reading that. I'm sure she'll be throwing her 2 cents in that too.
No, it's good. That's good, Sharon. Keep the comments coming. Tell us some secrets too.
Not much to hide there, my friend.
So anyway, you were just recently flying with John, right? You met up with John Bonifant?
I did. I'm going to throw a quick plug. Today is John's 60th birthday, and I do want to wish my best friend in the whole world. Love the guy. I met John like 3 years ago from Rhode Island Drone Meetup, and he's one of those guys I just clicked with. And since that time, we fly almost every other day as much as we can. John's my best friend. Love him like a brother, and I just wanted to wish him happy 60th birthday. Great photographer, great drone flyer, and a better friend.
Yeah, happy birthday, John. No, it's great. It's great to have somebody to fly with, you know?
Absolutely.
And I know that you have the Mavic 3. You own that drone. And I don't know if you want to share the story, but you don't currently have it in your possession.
No, I was actually, I do a lot of volunteer work for the VFW and the Knights of Columbus up here. I do a lot of drone work if they have like an event that shows up, craft fair. But they had a burnout show that was going on, and I was right up on top of this car. I was like 5 feet over his hood, and he's out here doing donuts. And make a long story short, the drone, all of a sudden, all the smoke from the wheels, all the rubber, I couldn't even see the drone. I shot it straight up, and I watched it go straight up. It finally stopped, and then when I got it to come back low, I started having it come towards me, and I don't know if the vision sensor was still blocked. I ducked out of the way, and it hit a tree doing probably about 30, 35 miles an hour. That hurt. You feel your heart get ripped right out of your chest. But Rob Schwartz down at Thunder Drones has it now. He's had it for a couple of weeks, and I'm hoping to get it back sometime real soon from him.
Yeah, they say that Rob does some great work. I've heard that from a number of people.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, so he'll have that thing flying better than ever, you know.
So I'm still waiting for him. Still waiting to hear from him.
So you like that Mavic 3, needless to say?
There's nothing that could even compare to it. Like I said, I've owned every drone under the sun. Air 2S is a comparison, which is close to it, but Mavic 3, you fly one, and there's nothing to me that can, look at that. And
I just happen to have it right here, Gary. Just happen to have it right here.
It has a pillow one right next to your bed, don't it?
Yeah, no, I love this. I love this drone.
Absolutely.
And I don't have the RC controller next to me. You know, I got the box.
Yeah.
You know, but since they made it compatible with this, it's even that much better. Really,
you know? I love that thing.
Yeah, and I had no idea. People would talk about the smart controller and how great it is. And Johnny, when he got his Mini 3 Pro, it came with this controller, and he said he loved it. So as soon as they made it compatible, I ordered it.
Oh, absolutely, that's what I got.
And actually, this one, just to let you know, this one we can't tell. This is my son's for Christmas. So I'm going to give it to him early.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
Yeah, they just did a lot of good updates too. It looks like they have cruise control and a few other things that they did. And they added some more night mode visions to it. So it's going to be really great in low light. I can't wait to get it back.
Yeah. No, we did the update. I did the update the other day, and yeah, it's great. I tried it a little bit with the night mode. I haven't tried the cruise control yet. You know,
I'm a little nervous about not flying myself, but I don't know, Ray. I was really looking at that Mavic 3 Classic. I really had my heart set on it. Then all of a sudden, really? Jake Fawless and John Bonifant, a few other guys that do fly Autel, they said, you got to look at this Autel Light Plus. I guess it has better color science to it. And looking at a comparison on the YouTube, watching, I can't think of the guy's name there, but it's like a really good drone. So I think I might go Team Orange next one I buy.
Well, I recently had a little a mini meetup with the Five Boroughs guys. Jeff Norman actually invited me, and we flew down in one of my secret spots, even though he knew about it already. And that was Port Jefferson Harbor. And he had the Autel Light, and he loved it. He really did. And I'm going to take the time, if I can, to show a little bit of that little it's really not a meetup video. It's a demonstration of the master shots. Do you use the master shots on the Mavic 3?
Yep, does the droney and the helix and the circle and all that stuff all mixed into one. It's a nice feature.
Yeah, and I really like it a lot. So I'm just going to show that a little bit now. And You
In
know,
this
you know
adventure,
that
I'm going to demonstrate the master
I talk
shots
anyway in
on
my
a
videos,
Mavic
so I don't
3
have to
drone
narrate.
at Port Harbor during a beautiful sunset. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel now. And if you hit the little bell, you'll be notified of our newly released videos.
Is that
What
the
a
Mavic
night.
3?
Yeah, the Mavic 3. Here we go.
Video of the master shots on my Mavic 3. I love this effect. I should use it more often.
Yeah.
As most of you know, the
More videos.
drone is doing the camera movements all on its own.
It's almost like you're
Amazing.
cheating, you know,
Truly
Gary?
amazing.
You feel like you should be flying it rather than letting it do it on its own. Hey, we got Barkley in the house. How you doing, Barkley? Number 52. But look at the way the camera and the drone just flies around and does all these different camera angles.
Let me know in the comments which camera movement you like the best and what you think of the master shots.
Yep. Hey, Leonard's in the house. How you doing, Leonard? Now, do you use the master shots a lot or no?
Not really. I usually fly just in full control.
Yeah. Well, you're a very daring pilot. I know that. You know, I'm a very conservative pilot.
Yeah, I told you that story how far that Mavic 3 when people wouldn't believe it.
Mavic 3. And I'll close the video with one last
there it is.
look at the beautiful sunset.
Beautiful sunset. Yep. There we go. So anyway, that's the master shots on the Mavic 3. Yeah. So when are you supposed to get your Mavic 3 back?
I don't have a clue. I mean, I'm in contact with Rob every other day, and he said he's backlogged like 2 to 3 weeks. So sit back and wait until I get other drones to fly.
Right, right. So besides the Mavic 3, what would be your next favorite drone?
Oh, boy. It's probably the 2S. Definitely.
Yeah. Yep. That's exactly the way I feel. Yep.
Mark Fisher trying to talk me into buying that Nevada. I said, Mark, you got to do flips. Mark just kind of goes easy through the trees. I said, Mark, you need to do some flips, but I don't think he has the yet.
Well, excuse me. I have to say, Mark is really, really an awesome FPV pilot. He's fairly new at it. And to watch him fly that Avata, I'm very impressed.
He needs to do flips. That's what he needs to do, but he's chicken.
Yeah, but that drone isn't really made for flip from what I've heard. It's more or less a center whoop, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I can't come across like an expert because I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Well, you know, Mark, 6 miles an hour and then crash into something.
Yeah, but no, I was impressed with Mark. And I was teasing him. We got a new channel coming, Mark FPV, you know?
Yep.
So.
He does some scary stuff with that Mavic. We were actually flying, and Mark had his Mavic 3 out, and then there was a ship that was coming out the docks there in Rhode Island, and he was all over that thing. And if I had the control of that, he had that Mavic 3. He's probably one of the best pilots I know, but he was like panning this thing and up and down. And I was like, Mark, you're going to crash? Oh, shut up and leave me alone. I'm fine. It's like, I was scared.
Yeah, yeah. See, he's a cinematic guy, Mark. You know, that's what he is, you know? So
I don't think I can FPV. I'd drown the thing or I'd kill it. I'd smash into something with it. I
was lucky enough to fly Rob Camadas. He let me fly his a couple of weeks ago at Jones Beach here on Long Island, and there was a big tower there. I mean, I'm no way was I going over to this tower, but he did. Rob did, and I didn't think he would because he's fairly new at flying the Avata too. But in the 3 weeks he's been flying it, he progressed greatly. And he went right over to that tower, did a nice orbit around the tower. So I got to give a lot of credit to Rob. I don't see him in the chat tonight, But I mean, he's not as good as Max Air, of course. Max Air is the best.
It's not allowed. I know. I've seen the other FPV, the original one, come out. And that thing screams through the. I know a couple of pilots that have it, and I flew with a few of them. But that thing, when it goes over your head doing 90 miles an hour, it's crazy. Just wow, people from 6 miles, everybody turns their heads. It's funny watching it.
Yeah, we got Joe Blaylock in the house. How you doing, Joe? Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, and Charles, I don't know if I said hello to Charles. How you doing? And Warren, Aki Rasho, how you doing? Susan Lee, good to see you. And it's funny because Johnny, when we started doing the Fly for Fun show, Johnny would always, do the comments and highlight the comments. But it's so hard to keep the conversation going, read the comments, But I'm doing the best I can, guys. So if I forget to acknowledge you, I'm not doing it on purpose.
Yeah, not feeling under the weather doesn't help either.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, like I said, our tellers dropped their prices. Even the Nanos came down from $1,000 to like $700. So that's the full flight nation. So I think I'm going to get something. I'm just not sure yet what. It all depends on what the wife lets me buy.
Well, I believe it or not, I saw a price reduction on the Mavic 3 though today on Amazon. It was down
the classic is like 17,
15. No, $15.99. Yeah,
you can buy a refurbished Mavic 3 for like $14.99. So
yeah, right, and that would be a good way to do it, right?
So if I was going to buy another one, I'd buy another Mavic 3 refurbished or renewed, whatever they want to call it, because that's just the best thrown out there right now.
Yeah, we got Michael Blade in the house. How you doing, Michael?
Go.
Yeah, it is, Scott. It is hard, Try to keep the conversation going with Gary. Now, another big thing with you, Gary, is I got to give you a lot of credit because you fly a lot with your grandson, right, Connor? So tell us about that. How'd that all come about?
Connor had some serious health issues when he was born. He had to go see a doctor quite often for his kidneys and stuff like that. And it caused him not really so much to get into a depressed mode as he was growing up, but as soon as I put the drone in his hand, there's no more, I really wouldn't say anxiety, depression, that type of thing. And people say it's not therapeutic, but absolutely it is. He's a straight A student. He's doing really well now, but once he took the drone in his hand, he flew it better than I did. Because these kids, they get into all this PlayStation stuff, and he took that Mini 2 up, and I'm like biting my nails, and he was flying all over the house. Papa, calm down, I got it. And I said, okay, I'm going to sit back and watch. And I seen the thing go zipping over my head, and fantastic pilot. He flies better than I do. Great little kid.
That's good. That's good. And that's sort of this week's tip of the week. It's more or less, if you get a chance, teach a child how to fly a drone. Take them with you when you go fly. And Johnny and I, we try to promote that as much as we can on the Fly for Fun show. Actually, our new logo shows an adult teaching a kid how to fly a drone. So if you can do it. And by the way, we're encouraging people to bring children to the South Florida Drone Meetup. I know last year, Al from the South Florida Drone Flyers brought his granddaughter, and Maddie brought his son, and it was great to see that. So, and I give you a lot of credit, Gary, because you got Connor involved, and you fly a lot with him. So
love that kid more than life itself. Kid's a great kid, and just really down to earth. He's grown up a lot. He, like I said, he had a few scary moments growing up, but he's a lot better now, and he's doing good, and he does real well for himself.
Yeah, no, that's good. So I hear you're not going to be able to make the South Florida Drone Meetup because you're going on a cruise.
Yep, myself, my wife, John Bonifant, his beautiful wife Diane, my brother-in-law Steve, and his wife Gail. I think there's 6 of us, maybe even 8. I don't remember, but we're going out of Port Canaveral on the Norwegian. I know Sharon's going to be sitting there commenting. I don't know if it's a breakaway encore. She takes care of all. I just show up and go. But I think if we're going to be down there the week before school, when we get off, I think we're going to probably stay down there. And I think I might come down and meet you and Al and everybody. We might drive home.
All right, that sounds good. Yeah, that'd be fun. You know, I know a few people have flown up at the port, up not right on the port itself, Port Canaveral, but they flew by the port and filmed those cruise ships.
Yeah, I did that. I did that 2 years ago when my wife and I were in Florida. We went to Orlando and I drove like an hour to the coast, and that's when COVID was and nobody was moving anything. So I pulled up right where the cruise ships were and no one was there. It was like a ghost town. I really was kind of nervous about putting a drone right up there. So we drove down like about half a mile, then I flew the drone over there, but it was cool. I love cruise ships. Nothing like it.
Right, exactly. You know, I about a month ago, 5 weeks ago now, I went down to the Bahamas, quick little 2-night cruise over to the Bahamas. And I brought the drone, my mini, and I flew there and I flew by the port and got some shots of the cruise ship with the drone and the beach, you know, and that was cool too. Really. Hey, we got David Lorenzo's in the house, just to let you know. He's one of the celebrities. So you got to acknowledge him, you know. So
half these people. Now, did you have to go through any kind of FA or anything down in the Bahamas to fly down there legally?
Yes, I did. Yeah. And this is what you got to do. You get a hold of the CAAB, it's called, and you do it right online, and it doesn't cost anything, but you tell them you want to fly a drone, and they send you a form back, and you got to tell them how long you're going to be in the Bahamas, which drone it is, the registration number of the drone,
Really?
the serial number of the drone. But it doesn't cost anything, and I had an answer in a day, so that was good. Yeah.
Bahamas is beautiful. I like to go back there again.
I love the Bahamas. I do. I mean, the water, you know, it's so blue and green and clear.
That's for sure. It was beautiful.
Hey,
it was going to cost us
Gene
like
Fox in the house. How you doing, Gene? Good to see you.
I don't know half these numbers.
So do you know what port you're going to on the cruise?
When we leave, we're going to Great Stirrup Cay, and then we're going to Tortola.
Private Island.
Yep, and we're going to Tortola, St. Martin, and I think Dominican Republic. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's what it is. Or St. Martin.
Yeah,
St. Thomas,
okay.
Tortola, whatever it is, I don't know. I said I just give the wife money and she books everything. I just go for the ride.
That's a good way to do it, really. Yep. Yeah.
No argument. You don't have to say happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, exactly. I know. You know.
I'm surprised you never bought an FPV.
That was the first time I had goggles. Well, second time I had goggles on, but that was the first time I flew an FPV drone, and it's just a different experience. It really is. I didn't feel comfortable, and I know, like anything else, you got to practice.
Yep.
You know. But
that's very true.
The goggles were there, you know, and you're trying to look around and you can't see nothing, you know. So it was an experience.
It's pretty awesome.
And I didn't crash. I didn't crash Rob's drone, so that was good.
That's a plus.
Yeah. Hey, William, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Yeah. But you know who was a big FPV guy, Gary? And that's JC Flying. And I have one of his videos queued up. And I like to show his videos. He lets us show them. So let me see if I can show it. And this is JC Flying. Let me see. Avada Fun. Yeah, it's called Avada Fun. So here's JC, and he loves flying his FPV. He's an FPV guy now.
That's
very nice, JC. Now, do you fly FPV at all, Gary?
Never touched one in my life.
But JC has really got a lot better since he started flying. He flies down there in North Carolina. Hey, Thomas, how you doing? Good to see you. Coming to us all the way from Ireland. Hope you're doing well. And John, Flying Flynn Media, how you doing? Hey, we got Michael right in the house. How you doing, Mike? But look how good JC has become.
Right. All those flips.
Excuse me. Like I say, guys, I got a little cough. Very, very nice, JC. Yep. He's good. JC's good. Thank you for letting me show it, JC.
That's awesome. Yeah, a couple of guys that have flown up here with is one is my buddy Dana, and then Paul Wedgenbig. Paul obviously has that the first FPV, and Paul also did the cinematic with that. But I don't remember if we were flying to Plymouth or it might have been New Bedford or something. And I think it might have been the first time I met Paul and Ashley. But we were down there. There's a lighthouse probably about a mile off the coast, and I think I had my Air 2S. And I flew out there. So I said, Paul, how fast can that thing go? So he put his goggles on and he just went up a little bit and all of a sudden, gone. I think it was 99 miles an hour. Just screaming just from that thing. You got everybody. There's like a crowd of people and all of a sudden you see everybody just go.
Right.
Look up. Amazing, amazing drone.
It's true. I know. When they zip around, these guys, it's amazing. But again, like you say, 99.9 miles an hour.
Yeah. And it just screams when it goes overhead. It's just so cool to hear. It's wild.
I know. But I'm trying to read the comments, and if anybody has any questions for Gary, I ask him in the comments and we'll try to answer them. And I guess Jeff's in the house. How you doing, Jeff? Good to see you. I missed you. So anyway, there was something else I was going to ask you, and I didn't write it down, and now it's slipping my mind because this is what happens when you get old. You figure you could remember everything, but I do keep some notes, and I forget now. It'll come to me. Hopefully, it'll come to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to definitely come down with John probably within the next month or so, and we're going to come down to Long Island. John said he wants to take the ferry over, so we want to come down and see a couple of your secret spots down there.
Well, you got to come by next Tuesday because next Tuesday I'm going to Florida for the winter.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that's right too. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so we'll have to probably do it in the springtime.
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure.
Yeah, and I'll share my secret spots. But Eastern Long Island, just to let you know, Eastern Long Island is beautiful. It really is. There's a lot of wineries out east. And I've never flown a winery yet. So I want to do that. That's on my list, to fly a winery.
With Lawrence Clark, Herman Green, and Deneen Pagan, and I want to put my back pocket with them, and I want to go do some night flights down there. Deneen has some of the most incredible night shots. I see her sporadic. I do talk to her face and on, but I don't think she likes the compliments too much. Like Deneen, that just her long exposure shots of the bridges and stuff. Oh, incredible! I wish I had half that talent.
Hey, we got Chris Campbell in the house. How you doing, Chris? Good to see you. And you guys had a great show last night. You and Paul, by the way. I don't know if you happen to watch that. United States Drone Society, but that's one of the most popular YouTube channels right now, I'll tell you. Got to give those guys a lot of credit. And then Chris has his show on Wednesday night also. and he had all the female pilots on his show, which was nice, and it was different, So I'm hoping that Mark, I don't know if he's still in the chat, but if he is, I'm hoping that he really, picks a date for his Rhode Island drone meetup next year and sticks to it. And, it doesn't have to be nothing big and fancy. Just put a date out there and, we'll come up. At least we'll get a few people from New York to get up there and fly.
Hopefully.
That location that they had that meetup at, that was a pretty good location.
Oh, your park, yep, or Ball Point, whichever it was. They got a lot of there's a lot of interference there, but they got the tugboats and a lot of ships that come up down through that area. He's got some lighthouses down there too.
Right. Now that's the question. You just hit it on the head. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. Now you have a lighthouse group, right, on Facebook? So tell us about that.
Started probably about a year ago. It's only got like 128 members. I have, when I go out, I love lighthouses. I shoot with them all the time. Supposed to be going with Barry, I think. You know Barry, another journalist. Yep. Trying to get a hold of him to go flying because I know he's got a busy schedule with all his kids and things going on. But I do fly a lot with John, and if not, I just go down and grab whatever lighthouses I can get. We're all over Cape Cod and Rhode Island, and it's only got 120 members. I got people that send me stuff. I just post them. They're not all my photos, but whatever I get, I get. Whatever I get, more members I do. If I don't, no big deal.
No, that's a great. I think it's a great page that you have there, really. And Mark is visiting his mom, by the way. So, Mark, tell her we were asking for her. God bless.
Blessings.
And no, the lighthouses, because I like flying lighthouses. I fly a couple down in Florida, and I've flown some here on Long Island. I think they're one of the best places to fly a drone.
Absolutely. Yeah, Al, South Florida, he just went up. I think it was Al just did a video of some lighthouse that he was doing. I don't know if it was up here or down there, but that was a really nice video that he.
Yeah, Al gets around. He does, He was up there at
more than you do.
Bahaba, Bahaba.
Up near the cruise ships.
And he was at the state park there, Arcadia State Park, too, I guess.
I didn't know you could fly up there. I thought that was DCR property, but maybe something else.
Apparently you can. He was telling me it was legal. It was all legal. Wow. Al checks things before he does them. So, hey, Mike, how you doing? Night Train, good to see you. Yeah.
We have 300 plus.
Steve Gillis, how you doing?
There's my brother, Steven.
Okay, there you go. So
the other guy who crashes in the trees.
Yeah, I've never had a real bad crash. I've been lucky, but again, I'm very conservative. I don't take chances.
Steve wasn't really experienced pilot, so I'm standing over his shoulder just like this, right? He's got his thing, and all of a sudden, I don't know, I couldn't remember if he was going sideways or backwards, and all of a sudden you see, pooh, into a tree. He kind of goes, oh, shit.
That'll spoil your day, yeah. That'll spoil your day.
He wants to go chase it. I said, Steve, you do realize there are bear in these woods. Oh, shit, I'll just go buy another one then. I said, I'm not chasing it. Good luck to you. It was funny.
Yeah, Al did make the comment. You can't fly in the park. Yep. Okay, Al. Yep.
That's too funny.
Yeah. No, when you have a crash, it really messes up your day,
Yep, for sure.
And speaking of that, I'm not sure. I asked Lee if I could show one of his videos. I think he answered and said yes. But
give a shout out to the Eric Wainwright who just showed up. Eric is my dispatcher at work and another good guy. I just
okay. How you doing?
He's got the Mavic 3, the Mini 3 Pro, and I'm going to teach him how to fly. He does some nice photography work, so instead of just being on the ground, he gets some good air shots as well.
That's good. Yeah. So I'm going to try to share Lee, that's Yellow Rose Drones, video right now.
Yeah,
and there's a crash involved. He said, "Did you see my latest video?"
Oops.
So I haven't watched it, so it'll be a first for me. And I don't know how bad the crash is. It's a short video, I know that. So let's see what this is all about. This is Lee from Yellow Rose Drones. All right. I don't know what's going to happen. I like the music. You know what's cool is the flight goes so well. Okay, here we no. Okay, it wasn't there.
Oh, that was it.
Yep. All right. Okay, there you go. Was there? Okay. Very good.
On my page, on my Facebook wall, can you scroll down and you'll see a video of some whales? Can we access that?
You know, I really wanted to be able to show that, Gary, because I thought that was phenomenal, but I don't know how to do that. The only thing I know how to share from is YouTube.
That's all right.
You know, do you know how to do it? If you could do it on your end, feel free to show it. But I saw those photos and those whale shots. It was like National Geographic, you know? Really?
They were up here for 3 months in Plymouth Harbor, and I don't even know which drone, but I had just put a battery in, and they started popping out of the water like 5:30 in the morning. And I chased this one whale right on top of his back. I had to be 10 feet off the water, and he was just cruising real slow. I got home. I couldn't wait to see this video. I got home. I hit the delete button. I deleted every bit of that video. I was so pissed.
Really?
I was like, oh my God. And then the next week they were gone. They weren't here anymore.
Oh,
horrible.
Man. Well, you got the shots. Unfortunately, you lost the shots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I got a couple of good videos, but they were here for 3 months. What an incredible show they put on.
So they just hung around for 3 months?
Yeah. They were down in this little right in Manamet section of Plymouth, down where the Mayflower is. And they just, I guess there's an overabundance of food between Stellwagen Bank, between Plymouth Harbor and the outer tip of the Cape. I guess the fish were just so overabundance, they just kept feeding. And it was cool because you see them come up with their mouths. All of a sudden, the schools of fish were just flying everywhere. It was awesome. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was cool. It is, you know. I get excited when I see videos like that. And I know Barry captured the whales, if I remember right.
He did
some of his videos. And I think Mark does a lot of wildlife photography too. I don't know if he actually caught the whales. I don't know. Did you, Mark? You know? And what's your Facebook page, Gary? John wants to know.
Just my normal Gary Sullivan. Just my.
Okay.
So we got a picture of a lighthouse up on my screen there.
All right. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, that was a good time though.
Yeah. No, I was really hoping that you had that on your channel, but now you don't have a YouTube channel, Gary.
Nope, never bothered.
You're just not interested?
Nope, not really. I fly for fun.
Okay.
Just like you said, right? Yeah, I don't get into all that YouTube drama and.
Okay. Well, I have fun doing it. You know, my videos. I don't know.
There's Dustin. Hold on one second. Dustin.
Dustin?
Yep.
One Vision, you mean? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Let me put that up there. All right. Very good, Dustin. Thank you.
Hold on one second, Cap. I'm going to get him on my thing here. I think I'm going to try to get see if he can send it. That way, I think he can broadcast it through his.
Oh, okay. All right. There it is.
Awesome. All right. Hopefully, he can get it up there.
And Mark White's in the house. How you doing, Mark? Mark's coming all the way from England, if I remember right. Yeah. So we got a great crowd in the house, and thank you again,
Oh, 45.
everybody, for tuning in. They must have knew you were going to be on the show, Gary. They were all here, you know.
They're just waiting for the lobster for you to hand out lobster and shrimp in the back room.
Yeah, I know, and it's
Some
funny because when Al was in the back room one time, he had a big lobster seafood boil up in North Carolina, so he had it. You know, I had a nice photo of it, so I was able to share that. Don't ask me how I was able to share one photo, but I did, and I would say this is what we put in the back room for our guests.
That's funny.
Yeah. So okay, so Mark was using a Sony 600 millimeter prime. Okay, Mark, very cool. Yep, yeah. So, like I said, I try to keep up with the comments. I miss most of them, um, but Gary, I do a little giveaway. You know that, and we got to do the giveaway for October. So, I got 5 names in the hat for the hat. So I'm going to pick one of them now without looking, and we'll see who is the winner for October. And it's Tony. How you doing, Tony? Very good. There it is, Tony.
Tony,
Originally, I thought it was Maddie, but then Tony actually got it. So very good, Tony. I'll get that out to you.
I haven't seen Matty on live. Have you seen him at all? I've talked to him for a while.
No, well, he was. He went on, I think, Saturday night. Spurred, or which somebody didn't do a stream. Oh no, that was Dobo last week. Dobo didn't do a stream, so Maddie went on, and he did a stream. But I know he's been flying with TJ a lot down there in Florida, and
Mr.
they've been
Giggles.
going to Al's secret spot, the Hillsboro Lighthouse. I've seen some of the videos of that, and that's a cool place to fly. And I've been there. I went there by boat. Matty took us out on his brother's boat. Hey, Angie, how you doing? Thank you for watching tonight. But Al has this park where you can fly right to the lighthouse from the park. So that's on my list. As soon as I get down to Florida, I want to fly with Al at that park by Hillsboro Lighthouse. You know, that's a cool light. You know, it's a metal light, if you know what I mean. You know, skinny legs. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah. So.
One
And there's
visionary just put a link in the
thank
chat. I
you,
don't know.
Sharon. I agree. It's a great show. Thanks to Gary being on it. Yep. So.
Ray, One Vision just put a link in there. I don't know if you can see that in the chat. I don't know if you can play that.
I see it.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to play it, to tell you the truth. We may lose the whole stream if I. No, I don't know. No, I don't know how to play it. You know, I can click it to get it up on the screen, but so I apologize, guys. I'm not that computer savvy.
That's all good. It's all good.
You know, but Gary does put out some good videos. But you got to start a channel, Gary.
Yeah. Everybody keeps telling me. I don't know.
Marcel's in the house too. How you doing, Marcel? Good to see you. Thank you for coming and joining us tonight. So we got a great crowd. Like I said, I repeat that quite a bit, but I really mean it. You know, it means a lot to me that people watch the show, and it means a lot to me that you accepted my invitation to be on the show, Gary.
Sir, anytime.
You know, but I hope we can get together when I get back from Florida. And like I say, you come down to Long Island, I'll show you some of the secret spots down here. Another cool one that I fly, and it's the Shoreham nuclear power plant. It's deactivated.
Oh, okay.
So it's not active, you know, and you could fly it, and it's on the North Shore of Long Island. And
That's awesome.
it's a pretty cool little spot. You know, it's on the water, obviously, the Long Island Sound, and um, there's a creek. The Wading River Creek is right there,
Mm.
so it's a good place to fly. Um, but all along the North Fork, you know, there's water and harbors, and
TJ's in the house.
hey, TJ, how you doing? There he is. Yep.
Giggles, Giggles himself.
How you doing, TJ? Good to see you.
He's funny.
Yeah, I enjoy flying with TJ. Yeah.
Hopefully, April we can get down there.
Um, and again, I really thought I was going to be coughing throughout this whole stream.
You had me nervous a couple hours ago.
And a couple hours ago, I really felt terrible. You know, I almost had to cancel, but it's not as bad as it was 2 hours ago. So maybe I'm getting better. You know what I mean?
Yep.
The worst has passed. Oh yeah, Al was called me today, and he says there's a hurricane watch down in Florida.
Uh-oh.
Yep. I hope it doesn't hit you, Al. I know it's supposed to hit Thursday, right? So I hope it's not bad. You know.
So, do you think you're going to purchase another drone for Christmas time?
No, not really. You know, I'm very happy with the Mavic 3, and I got my Air 2S. You know, I keep that down in Florida, and I got my Mini down in Florida too. So that's enough. You know, really.
When you go to sleep at night, does that have its own pillow right next to you?
Yeah, yeah. I know my wife's very jealous of it.
That's funny.
Yeah. So, but and I think Al's got a meetup coming up in the first Saturday in December, I think was Sunday. I think maybe it's Sunday, right, Al? If you want, you can put it in the chat. Let people know about it. It's going to be up in Fort Pierce, Florida. That's where I met Al last year. He had organized a meetup for the South Florida drone flyers, and I signed up for it and went down and met him and a few of the members. And that's a great place to fly, the Fort Pierce Inlet.
Yep.
So maybe he'll put that information in the chat if anybody's interested.
We shared a couple of videos not too long ago, and that lighthouse was pretty cool. It looks like a skeleton. It looks like we have one up in Marblehead, Massachusetts, that looks kind of like that, the same thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're right, John. It's true. And believe me, if I felt a little better today, I might have went out. But it was a little breezy down here today. It was. Actually, it said not good to fly. I think there were 20-mile-an-hour winds. So
that's nothing. For the Mavic 3, that's nothing. Come
yeah,
on.
the Mavic 3 could have handled it. But I do have a flight planned. So hopefully I'll get there in the next few days. It's at a secret spot, you know. No, actually, I'll tell you where it is. It's going to be the National Cemetery. Yep, that's what I plan on doing. I've been wanting to go there and film it for Veterans Day. So we'll see if it all works out. That's my plan.
Nice master shot.
Yeah, I know.
There you go.
But so now I just want to let people know that we're going to do the giveaway contest for this month's hat, you know, the monthly giveaway. So it has something to do with one of my last videos, and the picture on Facebook has something to do with it. That was between the two photos of Gary, and I need to know, and the first one to get it, obviously their name will go in the hat. I need to know who the two guys were that I was flying with on that sunrise flight in that video. So we'll see if I can keep an eye on the chat. And you're eligible, Gary, because you don't know. You know, maybe you do know. So if you know who they are, put it in there. Bob and Bob. Okay, good try. Good try, David. Yep. But anyway, and it was that spin up. There's a hint. So, you know, it was a nice sunrise
Bob.
flight, and we had a good time flying. So, Mike and Bob, okay. And it wasn't Joe, yeah. Rob and Bob, okay. So, we'll see. We'll see if somebody gets it before, it's time to go off. But actually, we don't have to go right off at 7 tonight. I don't think Robbie from the World Drone Community is going on or travel. Well, he might be going on Travel Tech 360, but he didn't message me, so I don't know. So Rob and Mike, we got another guest. Dan and Bob, you know. Yep, okay, there it is. John's got it. John, Flying Flynn Media, Johnny and Michael Wright. Very good, John. So your name's going to go in the hat. All right, very good. Yes, it was Johnny, Alfonso, and Michael Wright. We got up the first day of spin up, and we flew sunrise right out at the lake. There was a little lake there, and it was great. It really was. So, but listen, Gary, you were a great guest. The time just flies by when you're on the live streams, as you know. And I want to say thank you very, very much for being on
Pleasure,
tonight. You have
my
a very
pleasure.
interesting story, and you got your grandson Connor involved, so I give you a lot of credit for that, and I do. I
It's a
hope to
blast.
fly with you when I get back from Florida. So, but now's the time. If you have anything you want to promote or anything you
No
want to tell
promotion.
people about,
Nope, just don't crash a Mavic 3. Rob Schwartz is a great Thunder Drones out of Georgia. He's very knowledgeable, probably one of the best techs that I've talked to. You send him an email with a repair, give you an estimate, fair prices. He's a great guy. Other than that, my pleasure, Ray. Hopefully we'll see you again and fly for fun.
yeah, exactly. Fly for fun, that's for sure. I hope you get the Mavic 3 back, fairly quickly,
Wait.
I know you
Still,
love that drone,
Hmm?
and it was an unfortunate incident that you had, but we can
Yeah,
all
stupid,
learn from it, right? We
stupid
can
on
all
my own
learn
part.
from you
That's the way
sharing
it should
that
have had a
story,
too there. Yep.
But that's a good thing that you do, filming the cars and everything. And so, anyway, you were a great guest, and I want to say thank you to everybody in the chat for watching the show tonight. Really means a lot to me. And just get out there, fly for fun. Most importantly, fly safely.
Mm-hmm.
And Tony, your name was picked, just to let you know, for last month's uh, contest. I'll get that out to you. But I'm going to call you first because you want a hat on the Fly for Fun show, too. So, anyway, Gary, thank you again for being on the show.
You're welcome, sir. My pleasure.
And we'll see you again. And like I said, I hope to fly with you when I get back from Florida.
All right,
So
sir.
have a good night, everybody. Gary and I are going to have